Problem is that we have a wavy border, and this is a personal quilt, and I would get permission from the customer before I attempted to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the seam and match up my fix with the seam, which is right here. So we have about a ½ inch, which would be okay. I could probably work it in, but I'm going to do my fix. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my crease that matches the seam line of the block, and I'm going to cut to match the seam line. And then I'm going to find my seam ripper, and I'm going to take out this seam. The next thing to do is place the bottom piece as flat as possible, pin it in place. And then pull the excess one over, and then start gently folding it over so you take up the excess, and make a new seam line and work it in gently so that you have a nice parallel line that matches up like it was meant to be there all along. And then repin, lining everything back up in place. Now, because we didn't clip this side, what we're going to do is we're going to put a small tuck in here, because see, it's not clipped. We're going to put a tuck here, and we're going to just try to make it as straight as possible, keeping both edges even where there's no offset. We don't want to offset it at all. We want to try to line up both edges as much as possible to keep it as straight as possible. And the quilting hopefully will keep it where you won't be able to see any difference. And the stitching that you do, the hem stitch, you're going to do a hem stitch to hide all the lines. You're going to do a nice hem stitch in an orange color and a blue color to keep it from coming undone. And between the hem stitch and the quilting, you should not be able to see anything that is amiss at all, and everything should be perfectly normal. And then you go ahead and do, we're going to do a basting stitch to hold everything in place, and then you're going to do your quilting, then your binding, and then you're going to do your hem stitch, and then you're going to have a beautiful quilt. Now I'm going to do the basting stitches. I'm using my single stitch button to move my machine next to the edge of the fold of the fabric. I'm doing basically about a 0.4 or 0.6 basting stitch. I move my needle out of the way and slowly move the machine down the length of the row that the fold that I just made until I get to the edge of the fold. And there I am done until I quilt the quilt, and then I will put the binding on, do a hand hem stitch on this fold, and then take out the hem, and then I'm done.